What's good, guys? Popo here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Just thought I would get on here and make a song real quick and then share my workflow as I was doing it. I'm just going to be using the plugins. I'm not going to be using the stock sounds or any content, no places or expansions. So when you turn on your MPC, what you want to do is hit menu, or main, sorry, and make sure you're on MIDI. Whenever you turn it on, hit empty project, this screen pops up. And let me just, I can hear that. What's good, guys? Popo here, and I'm glad to be on the channel. I'm going to show you guys pretty much, I don't like the way that my voice crinkles like that. How about like this? What's good, guys? So, Popo here. If you're new to the channel, my name is Paulie, and I go over different ways to hook up your gear in your studio. I do one-on-one tutorials all the time. If you go to 8barbeats.com, there's a message thing in there. If you need a one-on-one, the first one's on me. This way you kind of know what kind of class you're going to be getting or whatnot. But today, all I want to really show you is looks like if you need a more detailed view on this for me to hold my phone there or something, I can do that is all. But so check this out. Have you ever wanted to hook every single wire up to the back of your MPC before? And yeah, this is what it would look like. You got all these, and then your MIDI cables. I'm talking 2 USBs in. I don't have the 8 outs going out, but I should do that. Probably not a bad video, actually, to try to do that. But today, all I'm going to do is go over the CV, because I'm not going to redo the whole studio yet. It is due for an overhaul, and I should get in on that. But when you're messing with MIDI, pretty straightforward. You go MIDI out into the device that you want. Audio out of the device into a mixer, back into your MPC, and then make sure that your audio is set to auto or in, and you're good to go. And again, any audio, whether you want your TV or whether you want any of your gear to go into your MPC, in my case, you can just go right into the back, or in my case, I go out of a mixer and goes right into here, the 1 and 2. Got my 1 and 2 gain on the rear, stereo, and it's legit. I got all my inputs there. My voice can go through there right now. Anything can go through there right now. But so I have all the outputs of these devices going into a mixer, so you can hear them through the MPC. But these here you want are CV. They have, it's just control voltage. Instead of sending MIDI signals, which MIDI sends a whole ton of signal, I think it's like 1,000 signals. These send one, and it's off or on. And basically, you're going to get pitch control, like the pitch, and then this one's going to tell it when to fire. So it's your trigger or your gate. So in this case, you want to plug this into an oscillator that's going to make the noise, and then this is either going to go to an ADSR or an envelope of some sort. So for the Behringer Neutron, that's exactly what we're going to do. The Behringer Neutron has 2 inputs. You can go oscillator 1 and oscillator 2. To do that, you would need 2 different sets, which is really, really dope. Is if you're just using the Behringer Neutron, you can really get in and you can have 2 different tracks going on each oscillator independently. So it's really, really powerful. Me personally, going into the Model D, I go in MIDI. It's just easier for me to get the notes to cut off and everything. I don't totally understand the whole envelope on the on the Model D, but I do utilize the external input on there. I'll go out the audio out into there, and it gives it a real nice crunchy sound, so I like that a lot. So let's go ahead and plug in the pitch and the gate. We're just going to plug it into oscillator 1 and 2, and for the envelope, it'll just be controlling the middle layer, the envelope 1, and then I'll show you the sound that you can play. And right now I have my MIDI keyboard hooked up, so when I hit this down here, you can see on my MPC screen it's firing right there. So check it out. We're gonna go oscillator 1 and 2. Cool. Now if I hit that, it's going to just fire and it's not going to stop, and we don't want that. So we want to be able to control the attack, decay, release, and sustain and all that. And there we go. And then on my mixer, I go to my audio track, like I said before. I got it set to N. And now when I play my CV, it shows CV port 1, gate port 2. And that's exactly where it's going, CV 1 and 2. And all I did, I plugged a USB keyboard into the back of my MPC. And you can use your pads. And now if it was a polyphonic synth, you could do chords and utilize that pad perform, but you can still play your scales. And I promise you that is the neutron. So check it. I'll set an ARP. See how we can control the attack and decay. Pretty dope, right? So that's what I love about having a modular setup, is that I can set my sound, and if I like it, and most likely it's out of tune, I'll grab my keyboard of what key I'm trying to play, and it's way out of tune, so I'll set an ARP on my keyboard. And I'll try to match this. Pretty good. And that's when you got to use your ears. Or you can get into like this data module and plug it in, and it'll tell you what key you're in and all that good stuff. So now for track 1, it all matches. Pretty cool. Alright, so that is pretty much how you set up, and now you can record. Sorry, I turned it down. Oh, and let me show you that the audio is coming back into here real quick. So I'm going to set the ARP on the Behringer. And now, you could see it just a second ago. The meters were moving. See, check it. I'll show you a better example here. Kind of like I have my microphone going into my MPC. Now, if I select the same channel that it's going into, so yeah, now you can see the meters pretty good. It's crazy how loud that is. But yeah, so yeah, pretty cool stuff. I just think that, holy moly, I just think it's important to go over this kind of stuff because it is important. So now what do? You just leave sequence 1 alone. Don't even mess with sequence. Just check this. Go to track 2 and select MIDI. And we went out MIDI A. Let's see what MIDI A is. If I'm not getting any sound, I don't know who that is. Who are you? Charlie? Charlie? Okay, that's my model sculpt. Pretty dope. And I did make a MIDI pack. You need a MIDI pack? I got you. I did make a sample pack with the model sculpt. This little black synthesizer over here is super cool. And I did the same thing. I just laid down an ARP until I dialed in the sounds that I wanted. And bam, I didn't have any problems. It was pretty legit. And that pack has effects and everything. Pretty dope. But so now, yeah, I'm doing that. I have it hooked up the same way. I have it MIDI out A. I can change the sounds with the program channel button right here. I'm going MIDI out A, program change. If I don't like that sound, I change it. Coffee's wearing off. I don't know what's going on, but we're controlling the model sculpt. All right. Now, same thing. Track 3. You know, think who's going to be on track 1? What's going to be on track 2? You think I'm silly for calling that synth Charlie earlier, but no. Charlie going to be on track 2. Frankie on track 3. Who's Frankie? That's MIDI port B. MIDI port B. Yeah. That is a Korg, and we can change the sounds right here. You know what's super funny is you can't see it back there, but it's a little gray Korg, and it's a mini log, and I cut the keys off of that in one of my videos, and about 2 months later they came out with their new Korg, which is also dope. I love their products. Please send me your products. Honestly, I buy all my products, guys. Nobody sent me anything, especially Akai. I truly just believe in this. Like, they don't even have me, like, they don't even send me an email, like, anything, nothing. No, here, try this free sample pack or nothing. So, if you want to keep doing this, what do we do? It's the same thing. What did we do? We went audio out into a mixer. We got that issue solved. Anything with a headphone jack, going out into a mixer. Individual tracks going into your MPC. This is like standalone for me. And I also have my software hooked up the same way. I have my software hooked up to where you can see all my different tracks in the MPC software going through my MPC Live, so I can re-chop all the stuff that I put in here. I'll wipe the drums and then I'll re-chop it in the software. But, so what do? Control voltage, gate. So we're going to go to track 3, CV, and when you turn this, it says CV1 and nothing more. You got to hit the plus, okay? Now you got CV2. It's still going to be controlling the bearing or neutron because it says CV1 and 2. What you got to do is change this to 3 and 4. CV2, CV3, and 4. We're not getting any fire, okay? If I plug in these to the bearing or neutron now, we'll get fire. Let me make an 808 drum real quick, and I'll show you. Yeah, let's plug it into here. Let's go control voltage into an oscillator, into an attack decay, sustain release, just like the bearing or neutron. Now I need to take this sound and route it through a filter and do some other stuff, but I'm just going to be using a sine wave going into a filter, and I'm trying to make a bass drum, so I'm going to use my low. I hate that. See, now I got to go back and fix my camera. Last time it caught me off, but all right, hang on. It's ridiculous. I'm not even going to edit that out because that's what it is. That's what we do. We don't edit stuff. Alright. Crazy. So, out of the low, I gotta go into, and I'll show you guys how I hook this up later on. Right now, I just want to show you that I'm sending signal. If I hit this, yeah, that little light's blinking. All right, let's go out of here. All right, so this might get a little noisy, but I'm controlling this rig now. Check it. And that's what I'm saying, man. I can take these sounds, I'm gonna give it a real hard attack, and now listen to the release. That's some serious stuff, man. And I'm just dying to make a sample pack with that stuff, so I'm just trying to learn the craft, man. So you got your drum, or you can make, I don't make drums with these, but I should. I mean, hell, listen to that big old dude. I'm literally, I have fun doing this. So wow, check this out. Now we got 808. And again, if you want to tune it, it is. I usually start off in a higher octave. Killer, right? Again, if you want to add another, yes, I want another. Please bring another one. Alright, so what we're going to do with this, we'll hook this up. Damn, is that bass still going? Alright, we're going to hook this up to same thing. Yeah, I mean, and I'll eventually go through, and what I want to show you guys with this is some really cool tricks. It's not just hooking up your different modules. Is once you have these hooked up like this, I want to show you how to make like ambient, transient, and transient, lagging and lagging kind of sounds, man. I want you guys to have fun with this stuff. I'll tell you, I think it's yeah, it's 7 in the morning. I'm down here doing this. It's awesome. So one thing with the MPC Live, how I'm going out 1 and 2, it's kind of crazy because you need individuals, and on the back of the MPC Live it's a little bit different because it's got 1 and 2, 3 and 4 out of one plug, so you need a splitter. But it's kind of dope the way they do it because you do want them to fire at the same time. I don't want my gate and my, you know what I mean? I want them to both fire at the same time unless I'm doing like random stuff. But for the MPC, I'm still hearing bass. So my eardrum's broken. I hear bass. Wow. Dude, I was like, oh. Okay, let's go. So we're going to go out, and it's just the same thing. You just keep going out where you want to plug these in. And then, you know, we only have 2 more. So if I wanted to go into here, oscillator, gate, oscillator, gate, new track, because you only have 2, 3, 4. Now we got 4. Make sure your tracks are aligned. Track 3 goes to 3. Track 4 with 4. Cool. CV4 is going to be out 5 and 6 on the back of your MPC. If you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to plug these bad boys. I can make another kick, or I can make I want to make like a synth type of a sound, or whatever I want to do. If I want to control a sound that I sample, I can do that. I just want to get the point across that you have to have separate tracks. Okay? You definitely want to have separate tracks, and you want to have each track, you got to make sure that your ports are set right. Okay, so now when you hit this, let's go something that will light up when I hit it. This is I'm not just going to randomly plug it in. I'll just go to this track. So now I have control over that. 7, 8, no. We're going 5 and 6. See my green light up there? Pretty cool. But you want it 5 and 6. Beep, 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 beep. Let's show you what it sounds like real quick so you don't have to hear me. Beep, 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 beep. It'll sound good too. Pretty cool. So now I have track 2. It's going to be CV1 and I'm sorry. Track 1's my Behringer. Okay, track 2 is my Model Sculpt. Track 3 is the 3 and 4, which is going to be my 808. Right there. And then track 4 is going to be old Mad Drum over there. And what's really cool, guys, is with the program edit button, I can control all of my parameters and everything right there. Is another reason why I love my super dope, super fast, fun, and powerful. Go back. Lord, go back. I don't want to get stuck doing it because I'll get stuck playing stuff and not show you what I'm trying to do. Where's that? Let's go to track. This should be that keyboard. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. Again, if you guys need any help, any tutorials or anything like that, first one's on me. Just go to 8barbeats.com and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. I enjoy this and I learn a lot. So now I'm going to make something crazy and then I'll leave you guys alone. But this is definitely one of my favorite modules. And I can sequence this. And what's really dope about this is in my next video, I want to go over the way that we have this set up. We have a Behringer Neutron. It is in key with the my keyboard. I'll tune the 808. We tuned the 808 already. We'll mess with that other kick drum or something later. And we got another synth. So we got 4 or 5 different synth sounds going in there, and they're all legit. They all sound really good. Now I can sequence them by playing out my parts. But the best thing that I found for random music is using the random generator. I will literally go to each one of these tracks, and I'll explain this later on in one of my later videos with the it's kind of like marbles, where one of these modules up here, it just sends random gate in time, and sometimes not in time, but in time is a random swing or whatever you want. But it's like taking 3 or 4 different tracks and playing random things on them for however long you want. So you can literally go in here and set this, I believe, for 32 bars and just hit random. And if you slow down that tempo, and I'll do this in a video later on, I'm a little fatigued right now. I don't think I'm going to do it. But once you have a nice little melody going with all those sounds and it sounds crazy, you can slow down that tempo to like 40 or 50 and then add delays and stuff, and you can really get in there and pickpocket your sounds. Now it's still gonna sound like, Paul, I got 20 tracks of synths going on, dude. Like, I'll use 5 or 6 different, I'll use everything. These will get plugged in, and I will use them. This will be going, my keyboard will be going, my Korg and old Frankie there, the Sculpt, all that will be going. I'll probably be using 3 different plugins, 2 stock sounds, and I'll use the acoustic fat kit on here with the chill trap kit, stock drums on the MPC. But that's a lot of tracks, especially whenever you explode, and you're talking 30 some odd tracks. But again, if you've seen some of my other videos, how I break apart the sequences, and it works for me, how I break apart my sequences, and then I mute out some parts that you won't even hear throughout the song, but maybe for like half a bar. Right on, guys. I'm Pauly Popo. I had a great time today with you guys, and I hope that this brought a little bit of value to the channel. If it did, give me a thumbs up, and definitely come by the shop, man. Come by 8barbeats.com, and there's a little message on the bottom, and like I said, I don't have it totally all set up and everything like that, but you guys can go there and just hit the message, and it sends it straight to my email. There's no like subscribe or no, you just hit the message and you're good to go. I think it might ask you for, well, I'm going to get your email because you're going to send it to me. So yeah, it's just sending me a message, and if you need help, I'll text you back with my number. We'll schedule something to where it works, and then yeah, I got a couple classes today, and they've been going very great, and I love to teach. And the whole point of this is that I would love to be able to open a school. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and I would love to be able to open a school where I can teach this stuff. And in order to do that, I need a little bit more than just YouTube comments. You know, I'm shooting for a plaque. It's 100,000 subscriber. It just, anything to show that I'm dedicated to that craft. I'm building up my whole little resume right now, you know, my whole book of good stuff, building up my pack. So anything, good comments, or if I've helped you or anything like that, I appreciate it. But I will have to enable the comments on the site, because they want to see Google Analytics too. But yeah, again, I'm Pauly Popo. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And I did want to show you this module. There's so much stuff that I could just sit here and do, but that would not like let me make more videos for tomorrow. So right on. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for sticking around.